The Trump administration was not made to look good in a recent Vanity Fair piece, and the Trump administration's having a very big problem with it. They're speaking out against the piece. They're speaking out against the reporter. But the thing about it is that they're not very good at this because the reporter has everything on tape.
J.D. Vance says that Susie Wiles has never been disloyal. I don't know if that's implying that her saying what she said in your article and in your recordings is disloyal or just the truth. But Catherine Levitt took it a step further, calling your reporting disingenuous and that words were taken out of context, basically saying you were not doing your job correctly. Can you prove otherwise? And have you heard from the White House, from anybody in this White House directly?
Well, Mika, here's a rule of thumb for young journalists. When your subject starts talking about context and being disingenuous and framing, you've done something right. The reason they're not talking about the substance of the piece or any of the quotations in the piece is because they know full well that every word is on tape. I spoke to Susie Wiles 11 times, 11 in-depth interviews over nearly a year. And what was remarkable about it, and she deserves tremendous credit for it. She was freewheeling. She was unguarded. She was unlike any other senior White House official I've ever encountered. She was on the record almost all the time. I wrote a book about the Biden White House, and everybody was on deep background all the time. Quite the contrary here. But look, the fact is, and how often do you get a fact check, a confirmation from Donald Trump, who admitted that he has an alcoholic's personality? Apparently, he wears it as a badge of honor. J.D. Vance said he's a conspiracy theorist. He just believes in conspiracies that are true. Check and check.
Yeah. So when you say that these interviews are on tape, because there is a lot of pushback from the White House, but it's very clear in these interviews that you tell them they're on tape, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, it was crystal clear from the get-go that, and to my surprise, frankly, as I was saying before, senior White House officials never do this, but Susie was absolutely on board from the beginning. And by the way, when I told her, hey, guess what? Vanity Fair wants to publish the piece, she said, fantastic, congratulations. Look, everybody was on board. Everybody knew the drill. When the Vanity Fair photographer went to the White House, we were there the entire day. So, you talk about pushback, but frankly, it reminds me of the good old days of Watergate when Ben Bradley famously said that the Nixon White House was making non-denial denials. The ultimate non-denial denial.
Exactly. It's all on tape, and they know it's all on tape. And they know they said those things, which is why they're talking about context.